All right, welcome back to Wild Outdoor Living. We're here with the Trek Boone. This is a Boone 5 from last year. A little bit has changed for this year, but basically this is the same frame, and this review will apply probably for the next few model years, actually. So, Byron, you've had this bike now for a while. What are your thoughts so far?
Love the bike. I originally got this bike because I wanted a bike that could do a lot. So it's a cyclocross bike, but I got some road tires for it, some tubeless roads that were 26C, set them all up. It was a pretty fun process doing so. But then putting these tires on, doing gravel adventure rides and stuff, or I did a race like the Crusher on it, and also doing cyclocross. So you kind of get 3 bikes in one, setting it up like this. So it's been really versatile, and it's been awesome to just have, a bike that can, do so much versatility there.
Yeah, so this bike is, of course, Trek's premier cyclocross race bike. That's what they really designed it around. So it's got a fairly short front end, kind of like a road bike. Bottom bracket's a little high compared to a road bike or some of the new modern gravel bikes. But as a result, you get a bike that's also quite aggressive, very nimble and responsive. That also has room for fairly large tires. These tires here are 35s. They actually measure a little bit wider than that, and there's room for probably 40s in there at least.
Oh yeah.
So definitely a real versatile bike. As far as the bike packing scene would go, of course this is a race bike, but if you wanted a really fast gravel bike packing rig for whatever reason, there's a ton of room in this triangle for a frame bag, and of course you've got room back there for a seat bag as well. So for something like that, it would be doable, but this is more of a higher end, high speed type of a machine for sure.
Yeah, so, and during the Crusher, I actually did run a 40 up front, and it'll facilitate a 40 in the rear. And so, it's almost mountain bike width tire there, just about. And, we were flying down the gravel roads, Jeep trails there, 25 to 35 miles an hour, and some of the downhill stuff. And it took it really well. I was actually really well with how well it held up. And, I haven't had to true any of the wheels.
Yeah.
And, it was pretty solid on that, so.
So what changes have you made to the bike since you've had it for the uses you're using it for?
Well, I did a little bit, I guess, in gearing and also converting the tires tubeless. I had to get some rim strips to go because I tried a bunch of different types of taping methods to go around the rim, and they just didn't work. I think I tried about 6 times, and finally I just got the Bontrager rim wraps, and they were hard to get the initial tire on. They're pretty tight, but then putting those on, never had any problems with it.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing, and it was really nice to run low tire pressure and get a little bit extra traction and better comfort for the rougher stuff. But then for the gearing, for Crusher, I wanted something that I had at least a 1-to-1 ratio, if not a little more. So the stock gearing on the front 2 rings were 46 and 36, and I went to a 34 and a 50, so I had a bigger range. And then on the rear, it was 1128, and I went to an 1136. So to do that, I also had to put a goat link on the rear derailleur, so it just had a little bit more room to facilitate that bigger ring there. But that sure made climbing a lot better. So you could climb way steeper stuff and not get burned out nearly as fast.
Yeah. So a little bit of upgrades, but basically fairly stock, it seems like. And then how do you like these hydraulic road brakes? They've been out for a while, but a lot of people haven't used them yet.
Actually, I really love these. When I first got them, I bled them, put a little bit more fluid in them, just so that there wasn't quite as much pull. The way I hold on, having some fingers down here, it was just getting a little bit too close to them, so I made it so that there wasn't quite as far pull. I didn't have any issues with brakes rubbing or anything like that, so you can still have it pretty tight and not rub on that. So yeah, they've been great. The modulation is awesome. You have a lot of control and a lot more braking power than the traditional, Canties or road type brakes. So yeah. So, and especially in riding and doing some cyclocross in the wet and muddy conditions, this thing was fine in braking. I never, it would brake a lot stronger than I had traction for in the mud. And when they were wet, I never had to worry about my brake failing or not grabbing enough.
Yeah, so this year they've got a through axle on the front fork. They have a regular quick release in the back. So it's open dropouts back here on the frame. I haven't heard yet if they're going to go to through axles front and rear. Have you?
I haven't yet. I sure hope they do. I mean, they've been doing it on the Damani. I'm not sure why they wouldn't on this. Maybe if doing tire changes is slightly faster with a normal quick release.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they haven't. But
Yeah.
it does make the front end a lot stiffer.
Yeah. So for any of you guys that are interested, Byron's weighed this bike in a few different versions. So tell
This
us
is
a little bit
a
about that.
size 56, so it's large. And with these pedals, it weighs just around 20 pounds. It's right around there with pedals, with cages. You know, nothing like getting a weight of a bike without cages, without the computer, without your pedals. Like, oh yeah, it's so light, but you're never gonna ride it that light.
What are you doing?
What are you guys doing?
Making a video.
Making a movie.
A video about what?
The Boone.
I would say the major con of this bike is the tires that come with it absolutely suck. They're 33s, they're like super knobby. They might be good if you only race cyclocross in the mud, but if you're using it for anything else, you're probably going to want to get rid of them. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Please be sure to subscribe, and we'll catch you later.
See ya.